This episode is brought to you by 20 Past 4, your one-stop vape and head shop. They get new stuff weekly. Stop in and check them out. 4 locations, 2 in Great Falls, 1 in Helena, 1 in Billings, and Guerrilla Warfare Apparel. The best gear in the fight world. Join the Guerrilla Gang in 2023 because we are taking over. Be sure to use our code TWB10 for 10% off at checkout. That's TWB10 at checkout. And Jamie St. Mark's.
Who's ready for the weekly bust? You're in the right place if you came to catch the show. Tyson and Levi are the names of your host. Who the next guest is, I really wanna know. Conversation escalating, let's get to the show. Who's ready for the weekly bust?
Season 4, episode 25. We're here with Richard the Mac Lane. Arthritis, MD. That's what I got now.
Howdy.
Heck yeah, man.
How's it going, man? How are you?
That was a good-ass intro, bro.
Thank you.
Thank you for the intro. I am really privileged to be here.
Fuck yeah, man. We've
appreciate
been waiting for you.
All right, so let's talk about what you want to know about arthritis or
I want to know about Richard. Who's Richard and how'd you get where you are?
Yeah.
So, I took a long route. I wasn't born here in the United States. I moved to Toronto when I was 15 and then started out there. My undergrad there, and then moved to the United States for medical training, education.
How long were you in Toronto?
Toronto, I think I spent about 10 years, close enough. So I spent, half my time there, and then spent more than half my time here in the States.
Is that right?
Yeah, and then I finished all my training, usually in big cities.
You got dual citizenship and all that shit?
I am a legal resident here right now.
Cool, man. I was just saying, how easy is it for you to get back and forth, man? That would be fucking dope, bro.
But it's actually not that hard,
Really?
Especially you're Canadian, just
That's cool, man. That's cool,
passport.
man.
Yeah, and you guys made it easy too, so you
That's
guys
what's
are
up.
nice. Love it.
That's what's up. That's what's up. We never hear that we're nice, so that's cool.
That is a fact.
So that brings you to where you are today after you left Toronto?
Right. So I finished up in D.C., Washington, D.C. So I traveled from Chicago, New York, Baltimore with Johns Hopkins.
Okay.
And then finished on my research and then internal medicine with another hospital and moved down to Washington, D.C. to finish my fellowship. My fellowship is rheumatology, so arthritis.
Okay, yes.
And a lot of autoimmune diseases. But I'm double board certified in internal medicine and rheumatology.
All right.
And then I'm here.
Damn, that's a lot of fucking shifting around.
A little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
Out of all your travels, man, what was like your least favorite place to be? Like, this place sucks.
Yeah, Great Falls. How's that?
All places, they're all different. The places that would suck the most is where the traffic is most horrific.
Where was that at? Chicago?
Chicago, Baltimore, Washington, D.C.
Which one's the worst?
I think they're all pretty similar.
Really?
Yeah. Great
Traffic
Falls,
sucks,
awesome.
dude. You gotta think about it. You're doing nothing with your life.
Yeah. You're basically just waiting for the time.
You could be watching a good podcast called The Weekly Bus.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, okay.
For sure.
I mean, if you can find time to do that kind of shit, you know what I mean? What if you got other things?
Download the episodes on your Spotify.
Yeah.
Bye.
Time well
that
spent.
sucks, man.
That's right.
I don't
Time
even-
well spent. There you go.
That's right.
To be fair, traveling in Montana, man, like, you're not stuck in traffic, but you got distances
That's
to
right.
go.
I was like, no matter what, you're still in the car for the same amount of hours as everybody else.
I guess
You're
I
just
never
getting-
really thought about it.
You're just getting miles
further.
behind.
Yeah, you're just getting
But you
further.
can
miles
listen
under
to
you.
something. You can listen to
You can
something.
enjoy the
see
ride.
the view.
Yeah.
The sights. But yeah, when
Watch
when
for
you're
the
stuck in the
antelope,
city,
then watch for the elk, then watch for the
right?
deer. You know how
Well,
it goes.
that's right.
Bro, I'm excited for this episode, to be real, dude. Levi's been hyping you up for a while, and
Well, thank you.
I want to tell that story. So I just woke up at the Salt Lake City airport on our way back from Albuquerque, New
this
Mexico.
guy's flying again. He's traveling again.
Shout out to BKFC.
Shout out BKFC.
And I wake up from my little nap because I was passed out hard as hell. Ain't no lie. In the Salt Lake City airport. I told these boys,
this guy was snoring hard,
I told
bro.
these boys, hey, let me just run to the pisser real quick. I'll be right back. They're like, you bet, you got it. I go to the pisser, 30 seconds, come back. All 3 of these fuckers are gone. Island's like, hey, bro, we're in the fucking shuttle bus. We're leaving. I was like, cool. I was like, all right,
We
whatever.
left.
I was like, they're letting me still walk through, so
I
I'll be
felt
there.
like we waited a long time, though, bro.
I walk on there. I get onto the transport shuttle bus. Richard hops on. He's like, I like your chain. Where'd you get it? And I was like, you know, 2-time podcast champs, it is what it is. Check it out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So nasty.
It was so big.
I was like,
so big.
Shit,
chain
Eddie
too
is a
big,
motherfucker.
chain too big to tuck it, so it had to be out. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you know it.
And, well, then we just got to chopping it up, and I was like, well, you know, best podcast in Montana, 2-time podcast champions. I was like, what do you do? He's like, well, I'm a doctor for arthritis. It's like,
Gangster.
well, how about, would you like to come onto the show, and we'll talk about it? And he's like, absolutely. So then we board the plane, and here we are.
Here we are today.
What, 5
right?
months later?
5 months later.
5 months later?
Holy
yeah.
shit, how come that was so long ago?
I know, it's
Well,
February,
because
dude.
he's always busy.
What?
Yeah, right. I blame it on you.
Alright, yeah. Alright. I've been on 7 planes since then. Here, right?
Right, there you go. There you go. I got nothing but time.
Switch our whole lives around.
So it's great, yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
What did you do in each city, man? What was each stop about?
Me?
Yeah.
So I did my clinical rotations, say in Chicago, and then, you know, I had to...
Were you just learning different parts of everything? Like-
Yeah, and then residency and then fellowship.
Okay,
So
word,
they're all
word.
very different.
I got one for you.
Sure.
Why arthritis? What made you go that route?
Yeah, good question.
Well, so if you're just talking about arthritis, it's just a very small part of rheumatology what we do. We deal with autoimmune diseases.
Okay.
So a lot of people,
What is the definition of autoimmune?
oh, it's very simple.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you have your immune system running
Mhm.
around every single day. Your immune system is trying to target the foreign infections or foreign bodies so they can attack to get rid of it, right?
Right.
But when your immune system is intolerant of your cell, your organs, they
Okay.
start to attack your own organs. Autoimmune.
Okay.
Your immune system is turned on indefinitely
Gotcha.
until we can actually find a way to stop.
Okay.
So that's an autoimmune.
I never knew
Okay,
that till
perfect.
now, so thank you. That's cool.
You're not a problem.
I guess I didn't know the true definition. It's nice
You
to know
don't-
from a professional.
Yeah, right?
You can't get a better fucking opinion or definition than from a pro.
And mind you, our mom has rheumatoid arthritis, so we've heard about it for 25 years.
Yeah, so
Right.
But I guess I never knew that
Excuse-
part, or maybe I never listened. Who knows?
excuse my break on. I just had to know exactly. I want to know myself. So as you're speaking, I'm learning too. By the
Sure.
way. So don't mind me interrupting. I just want
Not
to
at
know
all.
in depth. Run it again. Arthritis.
Right.
Why arthritis? Sorry, my bad. The,
So
the question was why arthritis again.
Oh, why arthritis? Okay,
Yep.
sorry. So
Yep.
So it's really rheumatology. So there were a lot of interest that I had at the time. There were cardiology, the heart, dermatology, the skin, and then rheumatology is one of them. I didn't know which one to choose, and so I did a lot of rotations, and I ended up with Johns Hopkins to do a clinical research in rheumatology, and that's when my mentor opened up my mind to, wow, you know, this is fascinating.
Yeah.
Because rheumatology deals with not only arthritis.
Right.
Because a lot of people think arthritis is, rheumatology, arthritis doctor. Well, no, we do more than that. It's from your skin, from your head, all the way down to your heart, kidneys, lungs, joints,
Oh, yeah,
everywhere.
Our mom has been severely affected by rheumatoid arthritis.
Right, so we can talk about that, we can dive into that, and if anyone has any questions about that in the future, I'll be more than happy
Heck
to
yeah.
come back here.
Yeah,
and
we want
talk
Richard to
about
come
this.
back, so make sure you interact with the comments.
Yeah, it's
Right,
gonna be sick.
so we can talk about a lot of different autoimmune diseases. If you're interested, we can dive into it. We can talk about treatments. We can talk about the
Who's your
potential-
mentor, if you don't mind?
Um,
You know,
Right,
obviously
right.
we don't
So,
know. I just want to
it's
shout him out.
Dr. Julius Birnbaum, and he was at the time the only triple certified in internal medicine, neurology, and rheumatology. So
Oh,
he
wow.
knew a lot.
Yeah.
So he taught me a lot of stuff that I know today.
Fantastic. Shout out to this guy.
Right, right.
I have a question for you.
Sure.
I just want to rewind just a hair. Like, how did you get into medicine? Like, you know, what was the underlying decision of going into medicine to begin with?
Wow. So
Like
that-
in Toronto.
Wow, so it has to go back to the family roots. So as you know, in Asia, not to be racist or anything, Asians, they only have a few choices a lot of times, especially when they move out of their countries, right?
Mhm.
The parents always want them to be what? Either a lawyer or a doctor or engineer, right? They don't have a lot
Generational
of
wealth, man.
choices.
You got to
That's
start
right.
somewhere, man.
Right. So
That's fucking. I guess I really didn't like
So
get
it's
you or
the
understand it.
upbringing.
That's
Yeah, so
smart,
it's-
man.
No, so it's the upbringing, right?
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
they're not forcing Any of us. I've got 2 younger brothers as well who are also doctors.
Okay.
Right.
Who are older or younger?
Younger.
Oh, nice.
Younger.
So you started something.
Right. So, you know, my parents were talking about it. You got to get into medicine if you wanted to. We will help you, you know.
That's
stuff.
awesome,
so,
man.
So I got a good family support. So, and then.
Well, you lived up.
I got lucky.
Yeah, I would just always wonder how motherfuckers like, because my wife is in medicine, and I just say, I can't deal with that shit.
No, everyone's different.
Yeah,
Everyone's
no,
different.
dude, she has horror stories sometimes, like,
Right.
You know, I was like, Jesus.
And you know what you guys do is professional, okay?
Thank you.
I couldn't have done it. There's no way. So it's not my forte. I mean, I'm just good at what I do, you know, I just happen to.
I feel like
good at
you're
what I do.
adapting well, though.
Well, I
You're
got
killing
lucky.
this already. I
Yeah.
think, so.
Oh, yeah, dude, you're killing this interview, man.
No, I'm just lucky.
Real quick, would you like some water?
No, I'm good.
You're
Thank you.
good?
Unless
We want
I
a
have
bottle
a
of water,
problem
man.
with you know. With
No,
my-
I'm getting
kidding.
water, so I was just gonna grab you one.
No,
I'll get.
It gets hot in here, especially when you get to talking all that, you know what I mean? It's like,
It's fine.
they're going. No way. We're criminals, man. We offered it and we
Sure.
didn't have it,
Man.
man.
Yeah, we're criminals.
That's all right.
We have been running episodes back to back though, man.
Sure,
We've been
I
hitting
know.
episodes. So I do apologize.
It's all right.
Back to okay, so you got into medicine.
Right.
You came over like that was kind of what you wanted to do with your destiny. It works out. You actually, you know, because you can want and not succeed, right? So you fucking did it, bro.
Well, I got
To be
lucky. Like I
fair.
said, well, yes,
You
I
put in the work. You
I
got
did
where you
put in
are,
the
man.
work, yes.
Yeah. So I mean, not a lot of people can make it, and you did, bro. I mean, medical, like medicine, getting into school
Also
like that.
tough,
You
yeah.
gotta apply yourself to get there, dude.
Right.
I think it's a misconception.
Really?
I think in all the professions, all the work that people do, you
Uh-huh.
put your heart to it, you're going to be successful. I mean, there's
100%.
there's going to be some failures, you know, maybe they're not the right thing for them. Like, for example, what are you guys doing here right now? My gosh, this is phenomenal.
Thanks,
right?
man.
Thank
No,
you.
I'm
We do
saying, you
appreciate
know,
that.
you spend your time, you put in the effort, you do your work. Look at where you are now, right? After 4 years. Same thing with medicine. We had to start somewhere. We had to go through all the examinations, all the textbooks, all the rotations to see if we could actually graduate.
So you basically just said we got our masters in podcasting.
No.
Yeah!
Our bachelors. Our
At least
bachelors.
we got our
Our
bachelors,
bachelors,
man.
there you go.
Yeah.
Well, probably more, you know.
In
Who
between.
knows?
Masters, not
Maybe,
PhD.
maybe 2 bachelors. Who knows?
It's on congratulations.
Thank you,
So
man.
no. So I respect all
I
the
salute
professions.
your journey, man, your story. I just
Yeah.
wanted to know, man. I'm curious to know people. So, like,
Sure.
I like your story, and I like that you succeeded, and you're leading the way, and your little brothers followed steps, dude. I
Yeah.
mean, that is something to be fucking proud of.
That's a lot of head down, grabbing your lunch pail, and getting to work. You know,
Hell yeah.
You know it is.
They have to put in the effort, not me. If they really want to be successful, they've got to do what they want to do. So
Are they in
it's
the
simple.
same field as you, or two
No,
different
Good
no.
question.
One of them is primary care. Primary.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
Primary care. The other one is a psychiatrist.
Okay.
Right.
Dang, y'all went
That
really,
that is
really
3
different.
different ways.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really
very
different, yeah.
Personal.
How is it having lunch with you guys?
Well, we haven't had enough opportunity to have lunch together.
That's
'cause-
unfortunate,
'cause,
man.
Yeah, so one is in Florida, the other one is in Toronto. Back to Toronto, and I'm here in Great Falls.
Y'all making dreams come true, I suppose, man.
Yeah. Well,
That's cool.
yeah.
Go
I
ahead.
got, we mentioned that you travel a lot, or maybe we flipped our lives around. But where's the most popular place you travel? Like, do you have to go help other hospitals and stuff?
Popular place.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like, say Seattle or.
Yeah, do you gotta
most
travel a
popular
lot?
places
Like,
have to go
you
to?
have a route, like a...
A little bit.
I guess more like most visited spots for you.
Yeah, for
Most visited, when I was in fellowship or even residency, I used to drive all the way back to Toronto. That's like my
Holy
home.
shit.
From here?
Not from Great Falls.
Oh,
but
oh.
from Chicago.
Oh, so you're grounded here now.
DC. No, I'm grounded here. This is my home. But when I was doing my rotations, I used to drive. And
You don't have a route no more, like...
no,
That's
not
good.
anymore. But I do travel quite a bit because I do speak for other pharmaceutical companies.
Oh,
so
okay.
I'm a speaker for them. So they fly me out to speak to other doctors about certain
Gotcha.
things. You know, so I
Oh,
do fly
see,
out
I thought you
together.
went and like help. You know, I thought you went and helped. Not like only speaking, but actually doing like the work there. That's what I was wondering.
Oh, so at that time
Practicing.
when we met, I was actually a speaker for pharmaceutical company.
Oh,
And that's how we met.
You like do conventions and shit?
Yeah, yeah.
So
Like
you're
that.
good at speaking. I mean, I was actually really surprised because
Oh.
you never know who you're like in the doctor world. Who you're gonna get? You're gonna get the weird one that's quiet. You're gonna, you know, I mean, I really didn't know who we were gonna get. So
Yeah.
I know you're a great speaker. So
Thank
this
you.
is making a good
And
episode.
he's badass at badminton, he says.
Ah, shit. I'll see about that.
What?
I'll
Will
see
you?
about that.
5 to 7. You gotta go down there.
I
was
back
thinking about
back to the original topic,
Sure.
my man.
Sure.
Arthritis. You want to run through different versions or what? You know, like
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, okay. All right, because I want to know, you know, what do you specify in? Do you do all of them? Do you specialize in one? All of that.
Sure. So let's start with the most simple form of arthritis. A lot of people say, "Oh, I've got arthritis." You go out, you say, "Hey, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with your knee?" "Oh, I've got arthritis." So what kind of arthritis is that? People don't really understand that. Okay,
Right.
people don't really. So we're talking about inflammatory arthritis versus what non-inflammatory, the flip side of it, right?
Okay.
So what's inflammation to? What's
It's swelling.
Okay, swelling,
Yeah.
but non-inflammatory arthritis can also cause swelling. So that causes confusion.
Fluid.
Yeah.
Both of them can cause fluid.
Huh.
Guess what? 2 to 2. Anything else?
Pain.
Both of them can cause pain. Okay, Levi got
What is it, Levi? What is it?
Redness.
Redness.
Oh.
Right? Redness is important,
Good
right?
boy.
Okay, what else? There's one more. There's one more. So let's imagine this.
Did we say numbness?
No. Sprain your ankle real hard, real bad.
I did
that
So it's
recently.
red, swollen, and if you feel the temperature,
Stiffness.
Hot.
hot. Levi,
Damn
it, Levi.
2-0.
Nah,
2-0.
come on.
Bad.
Damn,
2-0.
baby.
So red, hot, swollen.
Yeah.
Usually that defines inflammation, right?
Right.
Red, hot, swollen. So inflammatory arthritis, that's what we're talking about. Red, hot, swollen. People who have rheumatoid, if they complain of pain, what do they have? Red, hot, swollen joints.
Yeah.
They hurt. They've got stiffness. Both of them can cause stiffness. Both of them can have stiffness, except people who have inflammatory type of arthritis, the stiffness lasts longer.
Mm.
You ask your, ask
Dang.
your mom, right?
Okay, yeah.
Hey, what's going on? I'm
Days sometimes.
stiff. I'm
Right.
stiff.
Days.
I heard, right?
Yeah.
Lasts long, but
That's
the
wild.
non-inflammatory type lasts short. You get out, you feel a little bit stiff.
It's sharp for a minute, right?
Exactly, and then
Okay.
you walk away from it, right?
Uh-huh.
So that is a major differentiation between inflammatory arthritis and non-inflammatory arthritis. So non-inflammatory arthritis comes with some things. Genetics. It runs in the family. Osteoarthritis, right?
Right.
Osteoarthritis. Or injuries.
Does osteoarthritis also go hand in hand with like osteoporosis?
Sclerosis?
Yeah.
Oh, that's another
That's a whole
big
different-
fancy name. No, osteoporosis means you're losing the mass of your bone. The integrity of your bone
They're
is
not
compromised.
linked at all?
No, they're not linked.
Okay.
So
Huh.
osteoarthritis meaning you have problems,
Joints,
in,
right?
Yeah, in
In
the
the
joints. Osteoporosis is the bone itself that
okay.
you're losing mass.
Okay.
Okay, so when we're talking about
So you're getting like thin bones.
thin
No.
bones, that's correct.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, thinner
Cool,
bones
dude.
inside,
Yeah,
not
like the
Like the
marrow.
marrow's
bones.
gone.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. You're losing the mass, so it's brittle.
Dude.
It's fragile, so if you run into a wall, you can get a fracture. Right, that's osteoporosis. Now, osteoarthritis, again, going back to it,
Yep.
injuries can do that too. So, fighters, if they crack their arm, that's where the arthritis can form.
Is it
In
a
the long
myth that motherfuckers that when they break an arm or something, it grows back stronger there?
No, so it's weaker by 30%.
So that is a myth.
With 100% healing process, it's actually weaker. It causes more pain.
What?
But okay, so the chance of re-breaking it is now 60%.
No, the chance of breaking it, so it's weaker. We just don't know compared to the normal bone how easy it is to break, but it is weaker. It is weaker.
Oh.
Yes.
So that's debunked, dude.
Yes.
Hey, right here on the bus,
So
baby.
think about this. You're gonna have a scar. So you think a scar is strong? No,
Yeah.
scar is not strong. Skin is strong. Scar is not strong.
So actually, this is gonna cruise the segue right back in. All right, so you work in a variety of medicine,
Right.
and you're just kind of a jack of all trades in medicine. So you also have a background in being a fight doctor, ringside.
Yes,
We have a lot of fighters that come on the show. There's
Shout out.
we have a lot of early stoppages that we see, and that's doctors' calls and
Mhm.
shit like that. There's controversial fucking decisions. with that being said, can you explain why you would stop a fight? You know what I mean?
Okay.
Due to a cut or...
So, a couple things. If you're bleeding out, you're about to die, we're going to call it, right?
Sure.
If you lose your consciousness, we're going to call it. If you have a fracture, open fracture, which I have seen and treated on stage a few times, jaw fracture and a forearm fracture, just right there.
Dang.
It's real. So, when those happen, when you're unable to carry out the fight, we have to stop. Now, here are exceptions a little bit. So I was in a fight doc, and it was the last fight. I think it was the last fight. 2 females fighting. The blue corner was winning all the way. The red corner was fighting hard,
Right.
very hard. Okay, she was about to knock out. She was
Mhm.
about to get knocked out, but she wasn't gonna stop. So I let her fight. She had a little cut or something. I don't remember the specifics, but there was also a nurse practitioner there working with me at the time, and obviously she was concerned that hey, she was a little bleeding. Do we want to stop the fight?
Right.
It was the last round, so the next round was the last round. She was still conscious. She was still fighting. I checked up on her, no problems. I asked her if she still wanted to fight.
Yes.
I let her fight.
Okay.
You know what happened? She won. She knocked the other person out.
Really?
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
You gotta let the fighters fight if there are
That's
no...
good to hear
Yeah,
that from a doctor once in a
seriously.
while, because we've seen just recently we've seen some
Some
stoppages.
controversial ones.
Yeah, where we've seen why would you stop a fight for like some cuts? Can you explain why you stop fights? Because we know, but some people who don't watch,
Sure.
who aren't really in the fight culture, just
Sure.
like to watch fighting,
Sure.
and then they question why some of these doctors stop.
So there are
these
a couple
fights.
of things about that. One, if the blood is obscuring the vision itself, when you don't see, you're gonna get hurt, no matter what. That is a very dangerous situation. The other
If
thing
there's
is
blood directly in the eye.
exactly, the cut is really deep. Any more injuries, you can actually exacerbate and cause more bleeding and injury, and especially around the eyes.
Yeah.
That's virtually a call out. You're done.
At what point do you think it's severe enough to stop the fight, though? Let's just say you got a trickle of blood running down your eye, and
If we can stop it, that's not a problem. Usually, if we can stop it, at the time, a little bit, you can bleed a little bit.
yeah,
But if it's not obscuring the eyesight, you're okay. If it's not around the eye that can compromise your vision, then you're okay. But if we think that the cut is too deep,
But if it's like directly on
do you
the
think
eyelid.
do you think in the line of like, oh, that needs stitches, it needs stopped, or
usually,
yeah,
if it's huge enough, yes.
okay,
Yeah.
so like, I guess that's the mind state of a doctor when they're looking at a fighter that's in the 5th round, and you're just like, shit, we gotta stop this fight, even though
Sometimes we have to make that very difficult call because we are there to us, they're the patients. We need to do no harm. So if we think that if you continue with this activity, whatever that is, that can result in a very dangerous situation for you, we need to stop.
okay,
Imminent danger, we need to stop. So
Fair
that's how we define it.
Perfect.
As long as it's a fair and honest call, we're with it.
that it seems like I said, you're a jack of all trades. How'd you get into the fight culture? Like, what led you over there?
Yeah, so, well, again, I guess I'm a very lucky person, knock on wood, so,
You believe in luck?
well, people get lucky.
There you go.
Yeah, right.
Why not?
But here's the thing, though. You gotta be prepared. You gotta do your homework. You gotta put in your efforts,
Yeah.
and then the luck finds you. You
Fair
don't
enough.
find luck.
Right.
Luck finds you. So, I was just starting with a Great Falls Clinic initially, and I met some mutual friends. And I just got invited to a fight initially, and then the fight doc didn't want to continue that, so they were looking for a fight doc. That's how I really got into it. And I like MMA. Don't get me wrong.
Sweet.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I used to watch boxing before, but boxing was more like, very technical. And then MMA came
Levi
out.
loves MMA.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
MMA came out a few decades ago.
I like
and
boxing,
it just,
so,
yeah, it blew up.
It's
Right.
getting more boring the more bare knuckle I watch, but I'm still watching.
Bare knuckles are bad.
It's a
man.
good one.
Bare
It's a
knuckles
good
are
one.
good.
Yeah, yeah.
I just
know
love to
fucking
hear
about-
mitts hit me. That's it.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
You know.
So yeah, that's how I really got into MMA for a few years.
Maybe we should
How long
do-
did you do it for?
I think I did for a few years, 3 years.
Nice. Okay. That's enough time to see a lot of shit.
Oh yeah, like fractures, yeah, knockouts.
Was that only in Great Falls, or did you do any traveling?
So I did mostly in Great Falls, but I traveled to Havre before, and that's it. Because Billings was a little bit too far, they did invite me down there a few times, so I just couldn't make it.
Is that? Oh, that
was a
was
long
with
time
221, right?
Yeah, that's right.
We'll be in Havre.
Yeah, we will be in Havre. Shout out to Killy Gold. We're going down July 8th
Alright.
at the Havre Ice Dome. We will be live streaming the whole event, covering it just like they would in the pros. It's going to be worldwide and Havre.
right.
Worldwide and Havre, baby.
There
Meet
you
us
go.
down there at the Weekly Bus, Kill Eagle Promotions. We're putting on the show. Fight for
Kai
your future.
Stewart
Fight for your future.
will also be there.
9.
9.
Let's go.
Thailand and the boys will be holding it down. I will be in North Dakota, but I'll be watching, and so should you.
All right, yeah.
On the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice segue, dog.
Thanks.
Bring it back into what you do as a profession every day of your life, because I think there's fighters out here going to want to hear it. There's going to be also a lot of other viewers that are just curious to hear the information you have to lay out. What in the world is in the world of arthritis? Again, back
Sure.
to the different types.
Sure. Yeah, so finish up with osteoarthritis. Injury,
Yep.
genetics,
Mhm.
right? And age. You get birthdays. Eventually you're going to get arthritis.
Fair point.
It's a natural process.
Yeah.
So the inflammatory arthritis is completely different. Red hot swollen tender joints, right? Stiffness. And there are literally more than 100 different kinds out there.
Really?
And Levi and I sort of talked about it, talking about ankylosing spondylitis, rheumatoid arthritis. Those are inflammatory.
This sounds like you're naming dinosaurs.
Ankle.
Yeah, right.
Spondylitis.
Oh, let me
Yeah.
tell you, there is an ankylosaurus.
Yeah.
There's a dinosaur.
Isn't that
You're correct.
wild, dog?
You are correct. You are correct. And so, all these are more inflammatory in nature, so they cause a lot of disabilities. They cause a lot of joint deformities. So these are the inflammatory type of arthritis.
What's the type of arthritis of? You see older gals a lot of times that work in keyboards. You know what I mean? Like old. You don't see it much anymore. Is it like cripple you up like that? That twist their hands with?
So,
I always thought that was arthritis, bro.
all right. So see, you're
Probably
talking about
both.
arthritis, right? Okay. So you don't know what kind of arthritis.
Yeah.
If they are big, non-inflammatory, meaning not red hot swollen, but they're just big, it could be just osteo. It
Okay.
runs in the family. It's
Okay.
osteo or erosive type of osteoarthritis. There's a subtype of osteoarthritis called erosive. It's
So,
the more
like,
Joints are
severe
getting
type.
like, is that your joints deteriorating?
Yeah,
Okay.
really quick.
And that would be
more
like
severe.
over time, say using
How do
keyboard.
they
No,
deteriorate?
not really related to the keyboarding. No,
Okay.
it's just the genetics.
Obviously the wear and tear, right?
Yeah.
Of joints.
Sure.
But do they deteriorate like with holes, or do they just kind of wear down like a piece of rubber that just getting used too much?
So you have to understand the mechanism of a joint.
Yeah.
There is a cartilage inside. So once the cartilage wears
Oh,
out,
shit.
then and in addition to that, there are new bone formations around it. Then you get osteoarthritis.
Okay, is arthritis strictly joints, or is it like the area? Is it the nerves within the joints? What?
Well, okay, so it gets a little bit more complicated. This is a more technical question. So what transmits the sensorial pain? Nerves, right?
Mhm.
Where do you find nerves? In the joints as well, in the bones, in the joints, in the blood vessel bundles. So nerves are everywhere. So when you're saying, well, with the joint deformity, do people have pain? Yes, they can have pain if the nerves are affected. Now, some people can have horrific X-ray showing arthritis, but they don't have pain because for some reason there is a protective mechanism that person has that shields off the pain, so they don't have pain. You know?
Okay.
So it's really intriguing. It's not just you have this really bad looking arthritis. Is it gonna hurt? Not necessarily. People don't have to have pain, right? So yeah. So when the nerves are involved, yes. Now, when you're talking about pain, you can classify them into different categories as well. There's sensory pain. Eva was talking about sensory pain. What's that? Fibromyalgia, for example.
Right. That's kind of what my question was. Is that is it like in the joint? Like is arthritis strictly into the joints, or is it the surrounding areas?
Surrounding areas as well. It's the entire area. It's
Okay.
not just in
So-
the joint.
Okay, so I wanna break it with real quick. Could you?
Sure.
What about the finger popping joint arthritis? So
Very good.
Is that gonna be a thing or no?
So
Will that
finger
be
popping
the-
like this.
Yeah, finger popping. Yeah.
Okay, you hear that, right?
Yeah, right.
They don't cause arthritis because
See?
you're not really
Ah,
injuring
Another
the
myth.
joint.
Busted on the bus.
No, right. But if you induce injuries, say, "Ow, I'm hurting," right?
Mhm.
That is inflammation there. That's a little bit of inflammation because you cause injury. Injury causes arthritis, or it speeds
Really?
out the arthritis. But if you just cracking itself, you literally just popping out the air in the joint that's accumulated in the joint. If you don't have pain, you don't cause injury to it, you're fine.
How the fuck do you get air in your joints though?
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
how do you
you
pop
have
it?
air? You have air in your
Right.
blood.
Like it just like
Soft tissue.
It just
it
pulls.
pulls
there.
up.
Yep.
Wow.
It's a little bit. It's just a little space there. So people
That
pop
is
the joint.
wild.
Now see, the difference is once you pop the joint, you cannot do it again, right? Because
Not
the
right
air's out.
away.
Exactly. So you need time to actually get the
Whoa.
air. Now watch this. Watch this. If you do this, you can do this. This is bone on bone. It's cracking the bone.
What is that?
This
I
is
don't know.
bone on bone. So literally you're rubbing the bone like that.
Okay.
So this is bone on bone. If I do that too often, I'm injuring the joint. I'm gonna be going.
Crazy.
So things are different. Yeah,
Good to know. Okay.
very nice.
Levi, you have some questions up here. Oh shit.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. So there's some stuff that we're gonna dive into here. We already hit some of this. Right. Nice. Cool.
Ankylosing spondylitis and fibromyalgia are also considered arthritis. Why?
Okay, so remember when I was talking about inflammatory arthritis,
Mm-hmm.
there are more than 100 different kinds. Ankylosing spondylitis, I don't know why you brought it up, but it's a very interesting disease. It is.
Why did you bring it up?
Yeah.
Mom brought it. These are our questions from our mom.
Oh, okay. Shout out to mom.
Shout out to mom.
Shout out to mom.
Excellent. She has really good questions.
Okay, good. So, ankylosing spondylitis, by its name, it's ankylosing, meaning you develop arthritis, spondylitis in the spine. Itis means inflammation, so you literally have inflammation in your spine. So it's different from rheumatoid arthritis.
Itis means inflammation. Remember that.
Yeah,
Itis.
itis means inflammation. Say pancreatitis, diverticulitis, uveitis. Itis
Nice.
means inflammation.
Just learned something again.
There we
Right,
go.
This
so-
episode rocks, dude.
So when you're talking about ankylosing spondylitis, this is a disease that usually starts in younger people. Younger people.
Why is that?
When does it happen? Like,
It's an autoimmune disease.
okay.
So ankylosing spondylitis can be a spectrum. So it's under an umbrella term called seronegative spondyloarthropathy. Okay? There's ankylosing spondylitis. There is psoriatic arthritis that causes ankylosing spondylitis. There's inflammatory bowel disease that can also present with ankylosing spondylitis. There's reactive arthritis, by definition, can also present with.
Can it cripple you?
It can cripple you. Without treatment, if you look up on Google online, there is a very nice pictorial documentation of a soldier over the span of 50 years without treatment, spanning from 1940 all the way to 1990. And you can see the curvature of the spine if you want to look it up.
Really?
And every 10 years, the doctor took a picture of that soldier. It's crooked. It's
Insane.
yeah, insane. So,
Makes you want to sit straight.
Heck yeah, that's me, man. I freaking got it.
no, that's different. That would be different. So these people have what we call inflammatory back pain. Now, it's really intriguing. People have back pain. Back pain is the number 2 most common causes of ailments in the United States, and more than 50% of people have back pain at one time, right?
Yeah.
Diatomies.
But that could be mechanical back pain,
Okay.
not inflammatory back pain. So again, those are the 2 different things that we're talking about. Inflammatory back pain causes inflammation. So what are the features of it? You get up in the morning feeling stiff. Where? In the back.
Yeah.
It takes more than half an hours to limber up. But once you get going, you get that opportunity to break open that
You get bursts.
Right. Inflammatory cell, you do well. For
Yeah.
as long as you're moving around, You're not doing anything crazy, like, I don't know, bungee jumping or something crazy.
Yeah.
Right.
You're fine.
Maybe
okay?
if you did bungee jump though, you could.
Well, I don't know about that,
Yeah,
break
let's
your
stretch
spine or
it.
something,
Yeah.
right? But when you sit down again, you become inactive. Those inflammatory cells come back to hug you, because your inflammatory cells love you. They hug you, then you get stiff again. So that is the inflammatory type of back pain, and especially the inflammation can wake you up in.
Is there any medicine to kill
Night.
inflammatory cells?
We treat. We do have medicines for it. I'm pretty sure your mom is on a treatment
Okay.
to control the inflammation.
Yeah.
Right, there are a lot of different
Something.
medicines. Yeah, for something.
Okay. I don't
You
know.
didn't ask me.
I didn't ask her.
Oh, okay, you're not really crazy.
No. No inquiry for me, I guess.
She has a lot of medicines.
I was gonna
Right.
say.
But there are a lot
I don't
of
really have a notebook and a pen and paper. Bunk.
No shit. Legit. She had a lot of medicines.
That's
but
true
there
though.
are medications on the market now that can be used to treat and control the inflammation. A lot of different ones. I'm not saying they're cheap or expensive, but depending on what the person needs.
Sure.
Obviously, we provide the
What are your thoughts on marijuana and the effects on arthritis and pain relief and that kind of shit?
Okay, very good. I can speak to it, right? Just call
Yeah.
my badge or something. Nah. So there have been studies out there looking at using marijuana.
Like this?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Work.
The camera? No, it's
Okay, so I practice evidence-based medicine. So everything's pretty much from a study or from something.
Sure.
that
Yeah.
you do. So there have been studies published out there looking at using marijuana or THC or what's that, the CBD oil.
CBD,
Yeah.
yeah.
Right, to treat pain. And in the clinical studies, they show improvements. And in cancer studies, especially, they've done this long
Yeah,
time
yeah,
ago,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
They use marijuana for pain. Yes, it does help with pain.
The reason why I ask, with Montana being a legal state, have you noticed an influx in people asking about it, inquiring about it, or anything like that?
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
Yes, I have.
And have you, as a doctor, noticed improvements?
Yes, I have.
Incredible.
And
That's a good thing.
I
No
leave
problem.
the treatment decision to my patients, to anyone who comes to me.
Absolutely,
I
yeah.
say, whichever works for you is good, that's fine, but there will be certain restrictions for me to prescribe certain medicines when you're on other medicines. I don't break it down to them. For example.
Do you see any, with any of the treatments, since it's such a degenerate disease, right? Do you see any growth in any of these medicines, like returning of joint, like rebuilding, restructuring, any of that?
Very good question. So far, none of the treatment approaches can regrow the damaged bone. Okay, if it's eroded, so we classify, say, rheumatoid arthritis to blood positive, blood negative, so that's seropositive, seronegative. Then we classify it to erosive and non-erosive.
Sure, okay, I'm following.
So if this is erosion really big,
Mm-hmm.
it's not gonna fix it. However, human bodies are great.
Oh yeah, man,
Mysterious.
we're machines.
If we do have subtle injury to our bone, a little bit of erosions, if you control that inflammation, you take away the trigger, they can go back. They can heal.
That's
They
neat to
can
know.
heal. They
That's
can heal.
neat to know.
Yes, they can heal. So if it's really big, no, I mean, just there's no way. But yeah.
Okay. Another question for you.
Sure.
How is negative serum marker rheumatoid arthritis diagnosed?
Perfect. So we're just talking about rheumatoid arthritis, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Seropositive, seronegative.
Yeah.
Blood's positive for it, blood's negative for it. Now, we need to dive into the presentation.
Okay.
Red, hot, swollen, tender joints. When we're talking about all the other different kind of arthritis, inflammation, right? They have different kind of presentations. Say, for example, we want to talk about gout.
Yeah.
About gout?
Levi has gout,
I
right?
have gout.
You have gout?
Yeah. I take
Allopurinol, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Damn, he's good, bro.
And if it
He's
gets bad, I
good.
take naproxen.
This guy
Okay,
knows
so
his
very
shit.
good. So here's the thing about that. You want to lower the uric acid as much as you can
Mm-hmm.
if you want to really enjoy your life. You don't have to take away things that you eat or you do 100%, but you need to lower the uric uric acid. What we know about uric acid is right now, uric acid is everywhere, so it gets deposited everywhere. In your eyes, in your heart, in your kidneys, in your soft tissue.
Uric acid?
Uric acid. Uric acid.
Uric acid.
Yeah, uric acid.
What's that?
Urine.
What produces it?
We produce it. Our liver produces it.
Oh, okay.
So it's
Okay,
a
it's a liver
natural,
red
it's a
beef,
natural
pork, all that.
product.
It's a
It's a
liver
natural
thing.
product. Right. It's
Gotcha.
a natural product, but we don't have the ability to actually get it out. Now, speaking of uric acid,
Mm-hmm.
it's existence for millions of years.
They used to call it the king's disease.
Right, but that's King's disease. Absolutely correct, because
Why? Because they're eating good?
Yeah.
that's correct. They all eat meat.
Yeah.
That's how they get it, right?
Just the eating all
But
day.
here's the thing, though. Dinosaurs, they have gout,
Really?
or they had gout because they're.
Could you imagine being 70 tons and have gout?
Right.
Yeah.
So
Your knee, you're
take
just
a guess.
bigger, man.
take a guess. What kind of dinosaur that you know?
Brachiosaurus.
Brachiosaurus.
Probably a T-Rex.
Brachiosaurus is a vegetarian.
Vegetarian.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Shit. T-Rex.
Whoops.
I was just thinking huge.
You know what? 3-0.
Damn it.
T-Rex.
T-Rex.
They found
Mama,
uric
we made
acid,
it.
what we call tophi, in the fossil. In the
Really?
fossil, yes, tophi. And so, gout patients can develop tophi, and these are the little crystals that gets to deposit in your joints or in the soft tissue.
What?
Yeah, that's like what makes your
Dinosaurs
bones crack.
produce crystals?
Yeah.
So do we.
So do we. just
What?
don't- Yeah,
That's
we
what
just,
gout is.
that's what gout is. We just
Damn,
don't have a way
what?
to get rid of it. Right.
Crazy.
So we
I
take
learn
medications.
I'm learning all day
So
long.
we take medication. So, going back to the seronegative, seropositive. So,
Yes, sir.
gout, when it attacks, usually it's one joint. Usually, but it can be multiple joints. But usually it can be like anywhere, right?
Okay.
If you're talking about rheumatoid arthritis, especially when you talk to your mom, it's usually bilateral, symmetrical,
Fair
small
point.
joints, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I heard. Where do you hurt? My hands. Oh, my hands are,
Hands or
stiff,
wrist.
right?
My wrist. Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Bilateral. Now, if you're talking about, say, I'm going to give you another example, psoriatic arthritis. So psoriasis is a skin disease that can cause joint disease,
yeah.
psoriatic arthritis.
Okay.
They can also cause inflammation, but usually they are asymmetric. So right here, some off places.
Crazy.
So when you're talking about seronegatives, that's when we actually run blood work for rheumatoid and they don't show up, but the presentation itself is
It's there.
consistent with it.
Okay.
That's blood negative. That's how we make the diagnosis, right? But
Okay.
seronegative can be anything because you don't have the markers for rheumatoid. We know that, but could this be psoriatic arthritis? Could this be lupus causing that? It can be. It is just seronegative. But if the presentation itself is really similar to what we know about rheumatoid, we classify as seronegative.
Wow.
Have you ever felt, working within the medicine field for so long, do you feel detached from like humans sometimes? Like,
I'm human.
no, absolutely, but do you look at people like machines like I can fix you, like
Oh, no,
like
no.
a mechanic looks at a
Well,
car?
Okay.
I don't
so-
think in his clinic he can, right?
But he is though. He's fixing people with their joints and.
I get that, but each case of arthritis is its own case of arthritis.
Right, absolutely. But what I'm saying, does he look at like a patient and be like, I'm like as
a
a
tinker
mechanic,
machine?
like a mechanic with a car, like I can fix you.
That's actually a very interesting perspective. Number one, I've never thought about it. I never looked at it that way.
Really?
Number two, I do want to say I can fix you. If you
Right.
have an autoimmune disease, I can fix you. I mean, I'm not being, arrogant or anything, but because if we are able to nail down diagnosis, we know right now we have a lot of different treatments.
Yeah.
I can fix you,
Mhm.
right? In the past, in the 1950s, for example,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say the same thing. I would be like, well, we could try this because we really don't know what to do. But now, because we have a lot of medications available right now, yeah, we can fix you.
That's great news. I mean, and he said that with confidence. You know what I mean? That was a cool way to answer that.
It was.
So that is the difference between seropositive.
What's changed in the last 10 years? With medicine.
Medical science, yeah.
Yeah, medicines are getting more and more expensive.
Absolutely. We have.
Go to RX for your cheap prescription.
Right.
Nice.
But the truth
Yeah, that's good.
But the truth is, there is a reason why these medicines are expensive because they are very effective. The science has evolved so much so that they are inventing in a way, discovering a medication that can target a certain inflammatory cell that causes this,
So you think your job's easier than it would have been in '95?
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm blessed
Right?
in many ways.
Because you get to see the forefront, the revolutionary. Since I feel like since you're high enough up there, that you probably get to see a lot of stuff first.
Yeah, it's really intriguing as to. I have a lot of different gross pictures of different joints or different diseases that I can share with you. And
How do you view the joints? Is it like an X-ray thing or?
So it all depends. I can look at it right now, and your joints are looking fine, unless you have issues. I probably won't diagnose you with anything. But if there's inflammation going on, you have recurrent issues, then I need to look at X-rays. But there are other modalities that we use. For example, for gout, we use ultrasound. It's very sensitive. It's a beautiful technology. There's also CAT scan as well, or MRI for that matter. For different diseases, we use different things. For example, for osteoporosis, we need bone density. For, say, like what is called the regional complex pain syndrome, we need to use a bone scan. So different diseases will require different approach.
Do you cover do you do all that at your facility?
No, I do X-rays at my facility.
Okay, do you mind talking about your business? Like just talking about what you do specifically now, right now. What do you like?
So I'm working with Montana Arthritis Center. And I have a group of nurse practitioners working with me.
Nice.
They're well trained. They go through the proper training. They're able to take care of patients just like a physician.
Sure.
An MD. I do. I also accept medical students, and I'm a part faculty for the new medical school.
Basically a professor, man, of some sort. Yeah, like a live on the field professor.
Yes. No.
So does that mean you have to go to your Billings location a lot?
That's my other clinic, yes. So I have 3 clinics now. So Great Falls,
Nice.
Billings, and Helena.
Good looking, man.
Yeah, and we're looking to expand to other
Like
smaller
Missoula?
places.
That's what
Yes,
I mean,
like-
Missoula has where our mom goes for the rheumatoid
Yeah,
stuff.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Missoula has a group
Bad
already.
Boys is in Missoula.
Yeah. There's a big group already, so we probably don't want to interfere with them. But like.
Is
other
there like
places.
gang stuff at doctors? Like, hey, you better not come over here.
I personally do not like to cause
Hey,
problems.
just hey, Richard, just put it
I'm-
this way, just let us know, alright?
Probably not a
You
good
got a
idea.
problem, let us know, alright?
Yeah.
I ain't saying there's a problem, but I'm saying if there's a problem,
I know.
Like this?
You guys are, yes,
Good time.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, I got supporters, but no.
Right, when you step with the bus.
No, but there are a lot of different places where the medical care is needed, so I'm looking at those.
Yeah, sure,
those
yeah, that
areas,
makes sense.
yes.
You don't
What
want
about
like
the
in a
Highline?
saturated market or something, you know what I mean?
What about like the High Line? I feel like that's something.
The high lines will be a little bit more difficult because the patients are more
So
spread
spread out.
out. Right,
Yeah.
got it. That would
But
be
what
a
if you
problem.
went there like one day a month, you know?
I used to go to Havre.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Do you
used to go
travel
to-
all of them? Do
Yeah.
you go to all your businesses?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's what's up. So, what's the difference between like, because I think I got fibromyalgia, I swear to God, bro. And I don't know, I've
Yeah,
never
we
been
gotta have to talk
diagnosed or
about
anything like that, but like,
Yeah.
I put it, that's great that topic's on there because I really don't know, honestly, the difference of what arthritis might feel like versus
Sure.
fibromyalgia. or anything
So,
like
what do you know about fibromyalgia?
that. Inflammation everywhere.
Inflammation, right?
Your
So
back,
people
your
think about inflammation, right?
Yes.
Okay, so good. Keep that thought. What do you know about fibro?
I'm gonna guess it's like nerves. I'm not sure.
Pain.
Yeah.
Pain, right?
Yeah.
But remember, I was talking about pain.
Is that 4-0?
The what?
Is that 4-0?
No.
Oh.
Okay. No.
Get you.
Yeah,
That's right.
baby.
Not yet. No. So, the pain, like I said, can be classified into a lot of different categories. So, fibromyalgia is what we call sensory pain. Sensory, not nerve pain.
Okay.
Not what we call nociceptive pain, meaning you break of your joint.
So that would be like
Right.
an area.
Right, not an inflammatory pain.
Okay.
So inflammation causes pain.
Mm-hmm.
Fibro is purely sensory pain. Why do I say that? You just said inflammation.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you, where is the evidence of inflammation?
Everywhere. My joints, my hands, my spine.
Okay?
Yeah.
I need the evidence. How do you prove that you have inflammation?
That's a good question.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That's why I'm
You
asking
feel
you.
like, right, so you feel like you're inflamed. You
Right.
feel like, oh man,
I'm just achy
swollen,
all the time. I'm only
achy all the
34.
time,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
That would be non-inflammatory, wouldn't
Right.
it?
It's not inflammatory pain. Sensory pain is not inflammatory.
Remember?
Oh, yeah, that's fucking right, dude.
It's not inflammatory because we look for
That's 4-0.
that's 4-0. Now there is 4-0. Yeah, there you go.
No,
no. 5-1.
We did.
5-1. 5-1. You just missed one, right?
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, but I went up 2 and he got 1,
That
so
one,
I'm
that's
5-1.
right,
I'm good with that.
So
Seven
sensory
years
pain is
here,
different. Sensory
Okay.
pain. So in rheumatology, we like to look for evidence of inflammation. So we do lab work, for example.
Right.
You know, we look for inflammation. So there are some markers that we use for inflammation. Not every time when you have inflammation, these markers can be elevated, but throughout our studies on fibro patients, no inflammation found. So there is no objective findings of inflammation. But subjectively, you feel like you're inflamed because you have pain.
Right.
But here's a problem. Inflammation doesn't have to be associated with pain all the time, or vice versa.
Okay.
Sensory pain is sensory pain,
Yeah.
strictly
I've
sensory.
just been in a lot of car accidents, and like, you know, I've never really had shit. I've never done nothing for it. Am I wrong, dude? I've been in 8 car accidents.
Right.
There's 4 of them that have been really like hardcore rollovers, ejections, been fucked up.
You have
And
fractures.
no, man, like
Wow,
I just
you're
been
good.
really fucking fortunate, to be honest with you. And
Well, you got fucked up as a kid.
well, and the rollover I did get, dude. I think that was pretty bad. I should have went with like,
So,
you know,
he's got pretty strong bones. No osteoporosis. We can say that.
right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Right.
And like now I just feel like now like I've hit 34 and now I'm not.
Start
I feel like I'm
hitting.
breaking down, man.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
So, fibromyalgia, by definition, is a diagnosis of exclusion, meaning you're not supposed to have anything else. No fractures, no injuries, no.
Yeah, that makes
no,
sense.
No inflammatory problems.
Right.
Autoimmune diseases.
Right.
Okay. So, when you don't have those, there are characteristics of fibromyalgia patients. Number one, usually these people don't sleep well.
Number 1.
Am I right?
That's
Bingo.
true.
Bingo.
Don't sleep well.
Yeah.
You have trouble initiating sleeping. You have trouble maintaining sleep. Right? You get up multiple times. You get
Yeah.
up in the morning feeling tired. Your sleep isn't refreshing. You're tired all day. You know, you feel like you want to doze off, but you can't really doze off.
Dude,
How
he's
does it go?
nailing me. Dude, he's nailing me.
I'm just saying, right? I'm just saying, but so these are the usual presentation of it. Now, to go a little bit deeper, let's talk about your pain. The pain is usually all over.
Yeah.
It's not really specific to an area.
Right.
So if I press down on you, you're like, oh my God, this is painful. No, it's just pressure.
Yeah.
To Levi, this is pressure, but to you is pain. So that sensation is more intense, and that is perceived by you as pain. But by the next person, it's just pressure.
Okay.
So fibro would think that for some reason your nerves are amplifying the signals. And so when it goes up to your brain, you're like, oh my God, that's painful.
Yeah.
Sometimes you hurt so much that you don't even want to get out or get
Right,
out.
yeah,
Sometimes
yeah.
a little hug, hurts fibromyalgia. But then again, you need to make sure you don't have anything else, because some of the autoimmune diseases can look like fibro, and vice versa. Fibro can be a mimic.
Fantastic
Yeah,
answer,
can
man.
be a
Thank you for
mimic.
answering that. You answered that like a boss.
So,
it's
in
very
other,
detailed.
well,
in other terms, Ty
made me
doesn't have
understand it.
fibromyalgia.
What?
In other terms, Ty doesn't have fibromyalgia.
I think there's a good chance.
You need, evaluation.
You gotta check it out.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
gotta
absolutely.
check
It's
it
something you gotta look into.
Yeah.
Because I have no injuries. I don't have any of that shit. You know what I mean? He's right about that. He was describing me, man. He would have to look for it.
Well,
Now,
you know
here's-
who to go to see? Richard Lay at the Montana Arthritis Center.
That ain't
Check it
no
out.
bullshit. Yeah.
Now here's the thing though, for fibro, couple things about fibromyalgia. There is no cure. What you have is what you
Yeah.
have, but we can manage it. You can find a way to help you feel better. There are ways to manage this condition. Okay, it's not a disease, it's a syndrome. Okay, so you can manage it, but you need to do it yourself. There's no one out there in the community, in the world, that can cure you, because we
That
have
sucks.
medicines, but medicines isn't everything. Medicines isn't gonna fix everything.
Right.
But you gotta do other things to help you. For example, you gotta sleep. You gotta do stretch and exercise. You don't want to push
See,
yourself.
sometimes I feel like I overstretch, and that's even an issue. Man.
Exactly. So you reached your limit. You breached your limit, and that's when you start to
For
hurt more.
stretching.
Yeah, from stretch, dude. I'll literally get sore from stretching. Like,
Right.
Not even like a soreness, like an ache, bro.
That
Legit.
means he's done too much.
Oh, I've done that. I do that with my hip. because I
Exactly.
can't get my
You've
hip
done
off
too
stuff.
much. You have to know your limit. So that's number one. Number two, it's quite interesting. I was at a American College of Rheumatology meeting last year. They were talking about fibromyalgia and the animal models of fibromyalgia. They found autoimmune cells on the nerves
Cool.
of fibromyalgia patients.
Holy shit.
So it's still under a lot of scrutiny and a lot of research. We cannot say,
Sure.
absolutely not,
But something's leading there.
at this time that fibro is an autoimmune condition. But
Crazy.
there is a finding of it, but they need to do more study and see where fibromyalgia is coming
That's
from.
interesting information right there.
Right, but don't get me wrong. Fibro is not an autoimmune disease at this
Okay.
time by any means. Okay, and it's not inflammatory. It's just sensory. And it
Excellent.
hurts. It hurts.
Okay. I guess just a little bit deeper on this one question. How did you end up in Great Falls? Was it for high demand, or is this just where you ended?
Well, that's what it sounds like. He chose location, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I did. So one goes to him. Yes.
Yeah.
So I did choose Great Falls. I had had a lot of opportunities, and especially one with NIH, the National Institute of Health.
Mhm.
But I think I'm a more clinical person. I like to practice, and the truth is, Great Falls at the time was also needing another rheumatologist, so I came on
Well,
board.
welcome to the community, man.
Well,
I
thank
don't know
you,
how long
thank
you've been here, but fucking, I'm glad to have you here.
This is my 8th year, so I've been here for a
Excellent.
while. Yeah, I'm glad we met.
Yeah.
Heck
me
yeah,
too.
dude.
Yeah.
I want you back on the show. It seems like we're all pressed for time at this
Sure,
point.
absolutely.
This is good.
I mean, I got a place to be at 5, man. I really do appreciate your time.
Not a problem.
I feel like we are getting cut off a little short here.
That's all right.
So.
You
Yeah.
gotta hit sponsorships, baby.
No, we
No,
gotta
I mean-
let him do his shout outs. Anything he wants to say, you go ahead, Richard. It's all you.
No. So if you guys like to learn a little bit more about rheumatology or any medical conditions, I'll be more than happy to come back here and help you with those answers. That's not a
This
problem.
was awesome.
I think
I
we-
learned so much.
I think we have Richard back. We go live. We get calls from you guys. The
Oh
viewers.
yeah, and you know the people are gonna have a lot more awesome questions. Too. They're gonna flood in. So
Absolutely.
this was fun in
Especially because
itself.
we've never dropped our phone number yet, but we've been waiting, and this is.
That's all right. Just don't ask me for my credit card number, my bank information. I'm good. Okay.
Cool.
Not my
No,
social
you'll just
either,
slide
okay?
those to me later, right?
Oh yeah, sure.
All right, cool.
We'll get on the tip.
All right, and then with that, Tylen's gonna run these sponsorships.
And starting with Guerrilla Warfare, your one-stop shop for your firewear. And if you go and shop at GuerrillaWarfare.com, GuerrillaWarfareApparel.com, make sure you check out both our gear and their gear. Either way, if you're doing the shopping and you go to the checkout, use our promo code TWB10 at checkout, and you'll save
That's
yourself
TWB10 at checkout.
and save yourself 10% on that. Shout out to the Halftime Sports Bar and Casino and Taco Treat. Get your champion tacos down there at the halftime, and also get yourself a cold drink. Why not? Also, shout out to Hudson's Trash Removal. You'd be glad to remove the trash out of your life, whether it's your boyfriend or your girlfriend. It can happen.
Or the old shit in your backyard. It doesn't matter. Call Hudson's Trash Removal. He's the man. He's the man with the plan. He's got the action.
And Jamie St. Mark's, and also want to shout out Beard Wisconsin, and who else am I missing?
20 pass for.
Your one-stop vaping head shop. We got 6 locations. We got 2 in Helena, 2 in Great Falls, 1 in Billings, and 1 in Arizona.
Damn, he went wild. There's 1 in Helena, 1 in Billings.
They just
2 in
opened another
Great-
one up, I think, bro.
No, they moved.
Oh, my bad.
Anyways, if you don't know, now you know. That's our sponsors, and we're sticking to it. We are the Weekly Bust.
Let's go.
Thank you.
Those are our sponsors, and we're sticking to
Dude,
it.
that was tight.